Welcome back. What I'd like to present right now is about the law of attraction. Now, for most of you, you've probably already seen The Secret, and you may have seen What the Bleep Do We Know, and there's another good video that I remember seeing recently about called Down the Rabbit Hole, and they're fantastic videos to show you another way of being, another understanding. Now, my understanding of the law of attraction is quite simple, really. We are basically just vibrations. We're vibrations of energy. In fact, in a way, we are actually light, and there are some people that can actually see the energy or the light that we give off, and it's usually in the format of colours. Maybe I'll do another recording on the chakras and various colours. But if it's true that we are all light, this is my understanding of how the law of attraction works. Imagine I am a bulb, and there's not many watts going into it, not much electricity. Then the light is very dim. Not many things are going to be attracted to it because the light's not very bright. But if I was able to notch up the old wattage and the light suddenly shone a little bit brighter, then more things would be attracted to it. Obviously, a classic example would be if you left a light outside, and you probably know this in your own home, and it's dark, then the moths and the geckos and everything's attracted to the light. The brighter the light, the more that is attracted to you. So you as an individual, if you are resonating or vibrating at a certain wavelength which is very bright, then you will attract more people to you. But if you are resonating at a low, dim light, then the chances are you won't attract the people that you may perhaps want, or the people, anyone at all for that matter, because you've heard of misery loves company, a classic saying, and therefore if you are generally, and I'll go into label again, quite a negative individual, you're, oh, shitty weather, oh, it's always cold, and you know, that kind of attitude, you know, basically, let me remind you, let's go back a little, there are three types of businesses that you can get involved in, and the one type of business is called God's business. God's business would be the weather. You know, when there's a hurricane or an earthquake or a flooding, and recently there has been quite a few floodings in Cumbria, and also there was an earthquake actually probably about 6 or 8 months ago, which was kind of surprising in England. But yeah, we had an earthquake. I didn't feel it, but some of my members at the studio did. Those kind of things are controlled by God. You and I can't do anything about it, but we might get stressed about it. Well, it's pointless, because when we know it's God's business, instantly we could let it go if we wanted to, if we were conscious or aware of that. The other type of business would be other people's business. And other people's business would be what they say, what they do, or don't say or don't do. Well, if you know you're getting involved and somebody else has said or done something and instantly you know it's their business, you can just let it go again. You don't have to be involved in that because that's about them. You just learned something about yourself. I'm always asking the question, what can I learn from this about myself that I didn't know? Smart question. There are always smarter questions to program this with. Because they basically shine, that's like as God or Buddha or Jesus or Muhammad or whoever, and they're showing you another way, but it may not agree again with the previous recording I did on your beliefs and values and your moral standing, because that's not right and this is. Is that true? Well, if it's causing you stress, it's probably not true. Well, at least not from somebody else's perspective anyway. So, three types of businesses: God's business, other people's, and then there's your business. So if you said something or did something and you realise that, wow, I wish I never said that, I was out of order, I maybe shouldn't have done that as well, then you can learn something about it that you would do differently. Or you could maybe do something instantly right now, like pick them up and apologise, or say something to them, tell them how much they mean to you, tell them how much you love them or whatever. Those things would better serve you. But more often than not, when we get involved in other people's business, we kind of we become our worst enemy as opposed to our best friend. Remember what I said on the other recording? Interrupt your pattern. So coming back to the law of attraction, if you're a very positive, upbeat person, then you're more likely to attract those people. You're more likely to have people who are there to be, your angel or your guardian, and to actually show you another way. Now, they won't consciously do this, they'll do it unconsciously. But how the law of attraction works is, they also say that opposites attract. You may find that other people in your life, because they're, again, your greatest teacher. I find children, they're beautiful. They're my greatest teachers of children. I love them. Because, you know, it's funny, I know I go off on different tangents, but we often forget that we are actually all children. We just kind of carry the persona of an adult, or we attire ourselves as an adult. I'm an adult. Just don't get stuck there, because really you are a child. I'm certainly a child. In fact, I remember one of my previous relationships, she kept telling me, you're such a child, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. But then again, like a parachute, you know, my mind opened. I thought, well, maybe that's true. And then I learned a little bit more, and I thought, you know what, I like sometimes being the child, and I can connect with a lot more people who are childlike. But the law of attraction works by, if you wonder in your life why you're attracting people who are negative, who are always complaining and tell you how shitty the weather is, because another way of looking at it is, without that weather, then we wouldn't have the opposite side of it, which maybe would be the warmth and the sun. So everything has the yin and yang, the balance, the opposites, but you've just got to direct this to find it. I mean, I remember once when I was at my studio, and this female member, I remember her name Jane, came in and she said, oh, that shitty weather, it's always cold, it's always wet. And then I had another member come in, and this was Fiona, and she said, oh, at least we won't need to water the flowers, this, you know, because sometimes we have water shortages. So it's just the other way of looking at it. I'm not saying that Jane was wrong and Fiona was right. What I'm saying is it's just another perspective, but I can guarantee you that Fiona felt better than Jane did because of the judgments that were formed. So the law of attraction really is all based on what you attract in your life. So if I'm looking for the not so pleasant stuff in my life, the negativity, those things that upset me and annoy me, those things I don't like, then guess what? I'll notice those things, because that's what I've programmed this to pick out. And I won't necessarily do it consciously, it'll be a subconscious thing. But when I'm aware of it, I can interrupt my pattern and now notice for things that are beautiful, things that I love, things that I'm grateful for, things that bring me pleasure or excite me. And that's beautiful. Just like the other day, if you listen to one of my recordings, there we were, and this robin came and landed right next to us, and that was just beautiful, and I captured the moment on film. So there's those things that we can look out for. But if I was I suppose, negative individual, then I probably wouldn't notice that. I'd just be so fixated on myself and my own misery. Because like I say, misery loves company. So just be aware of that if you want to shine brightly, then find a passion, find something that you enjoy doing, some hobby or something like that. But also notice, if you can, by programming this, those things that bring you joy and pleasure and that you love in your life, and you will attract them. That's the way it works. But you know what? Don't believe anything I tell you. Just give it a go and see if it works. And have fun doing it. Enjoy. Peace and love. My name's Magnus Molina. Bye for now.